I'm Loren LoRosa, your human digital sidekick, keeping you guys plugged in and up to date with the latest online trends, the juice of the entertainment world, and all of the top stories affecting our lives. Now, we watch the timelines all day, so you guys do not have to. So we're back again this week with a very, very special guest who's going to be talking fashion because his fashion speaks for itself. NymLo is logging on in with the squad today, and this is going to be a very special episode because fashion is one of my favorite things. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm born ready. Let's log in.
Now, unlike our normal episodes, today we're going to hit the pre and the post-game runway with the top 10 most fashionable sports players who broke the internet both on the court and off the court. So let's log in. Now, I'm that driver who doesn't mind passing the aux. So as we take you down this ride, back down 2023 memory lane, please feel free to grab the aux at any time. Now that means if your memory is sparked and you want to share with the rest of the logged in family, comment below. Let us know which memory was your favorite. The first things that came to your mind, or even if there's a logged in moment you want to see left in 2023, feel free to share it. Let us know. Now let's hop on into the countdown, or the runway, or whatever we're calling it this episode. Now, first up on our list, when Anna Wintour said, if you can't be better than your competition, dress better, our #1 contender may have been on her mind for sure. I mean, it's not like LA Clippers star Russell Westbrook has had any trouble proving himself with his most recent trade, but just in case he did, oh, his fashion makes up for it. Now, Nim, you take a lot of risks when it comes to like monogram prints pretty often. And I know Russell has been known to jump out the window or two with the bold print as well. So what's been your biggest style inspiration?
Harlem. Harlem is where I'm from, and Harlem is all about individuality. So, you know, you wake up, you do what you feel, and you put on what you feel like wearing based on your mood. And to me, Russ embodies that. You know what I'm saying? Like he puts on whatever he wants. He don't care what nobody think about it, and he own it, and he walk with that swag that's like, you know, it's undeniable.
Yeah, I think Russell would agree with that. I mean, he's not from Harlem, but he definitely took the competitive dressing in the NBA to new heights, making that pregame walk-in a battle of sorts. Now let's take a look at some of our favorite Russell jumping out the window with this one, fly moments. Now look #1. This is an all-over pattern, and it never stood a chance with Russell. He does these a lot.
Yeah. I dig though, like you said, I do the monogram, so I'm into the uniformity at times, just depending on how I'm feeling, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's easier to do that, you know? If they made the top, why not get the pants too? You know
I like that. If they made the top, why not get the bottom? I like that motto. Now, look #2, when Preppy Westbrook pops out, the fans know that he is here to play.
Yeah, he pulled up with the stripe. It looked like what they said, barbershop quartet type of look with the hat and all that. He did his thing. I think he had the velvet slip-ons. It was cool. It was real cool.
Now, Nim, that was a moment, but this next look was definitely a moment for sure. It's always about the adult overalls on males of a certain height for me. I think you can get really like the full effect of the look because they're tall, you see it on their body. It gives that like nod to the 90s hip hop fashion era too. And that reminds me a lot of your style.
Thank you.
Now, talk to me a little bit about what it's been like as a hip hop artist, just being influenced by the 90s era and even in your style too.
Definitely, you know, the music and the culture of dressing is intertwined, just like basketball, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely been a driving force in everything that I've decided to wear and decided to look, even back, you know, the 80s, that look, I got the bucket hat on, you know,
today,
stuff like
yeah.
that, you know what I'm saying?
Even the jewelry today is very like
jewelry,
run.
It's hip hop, you know what I mean? So it definitely influences everything that I do when I'm getting dressed. It just, you know, hip hop is the same thing. It's whatever we want to do, however we want to interpret, or however we want to come across to be interpreted.
I love that for us. Where would we be without hip hop, right?
Man, I don't know.
in all the looks it gave, because a lot of them we still see to this day.
Thanks.
Like you said. Now, styling and profiling into #2, we have Mr. James Harden. Fans have coined him Wild Outfit James Harden. And what I love about Harden's fits is that they've taken him from the best on the basketball court to the best street style during premier fashion week events, which is really hard to do. I love a look that opens doors. I'm so here for it.
And the crazy part about that is the NBA has always been front stage for those kind of moments and them trends, and the way that Jordan used to pop up with the oversized suits and all that, and then AI used to come, and you know the NBA hated it, but he had his braids, he had his tats, he had his chains, and, you know, he had, you know, suburbia and the trends just off his style, and that came from, you know, where we actually live.
Right. I love that for us. I feel like no matter what, you talked about AI being hated, like, but he told a story and he transcended like so much culture through the court. We always find a way to use what we have to get the story we want told. And fashion in the NBA has been such a vehicle to that, like you said.
Definitely.
Now, speaking on stories, let's get into the page-turning looks that Harden has dropped. Now, most of these come from the most recent playoff season when Harden used every single day to tell a different fashion story. Look number 1, this is what I would call the story of Marnie, okay? I feel like you do Marnie sometimes.
I like Marnie, and I love the way he did it. He did it head to toe, the balaclava, the shearling, the pants, the furry slippers. Then he had the Virgil Lewis keep all with the flowers on it from the fall season 22. Like, I ain't gonna lie, James be dressing like, he dressed like a rapper.
That's fall season 22. You're gonna call out the runway moment. It was the pants for me. It was definitely the pants for me.
Yeah.
Now, look number 2, you'll appreciate this one as well too. It's all about the Rick Owens. So let's get into the hat also. The hat was a moment here because a young black designer, Aaron Babylon, designed this, and his brand, A Universe, took center stage with Harden that day, which is a major look, because you know that tunnel, it's all eyes on you in that tunnel.
Facts, man. Shout out to A Universe, that hat he had on. The Marnie look plus the hat, it's like, all right, he digs the fur. Like, he digs the fur. It was dope seeing and him giving them a chance too, you know, on that runway.
I love that. And I know that we've talked a lot about NBA and fashion and how they're treacherous little twins. So this isn't new, but even more so, this isn't a thing, this isn't a new thing for Harden. Like, the NBA has been doing it, but Harden has been doing it as well too.
Yeah, not at all. I remember when he was playing for the Sixers and the fans would go ham over his looks and his fits, and they would use those as predictions on what kind of night he was going to have, and the crazier the outfit, the more points, assists, and rebounds he was going to have, and they was really eating it up.
Do you feel like that was like a real thing, or this the fan typed it and he's just good? Man,
it's as real as that energy is going to allow it to be. You got 100 fans, 100,000 or 50,000 fans saying, yo, you going to win.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you going to win.
Now, we've talked about some of the OGs taking the tunnel style to a new level. These next 2 on our list are holding it down for the younger elites entering the tunnel in style. Number 3 on the list has been labeled the new breed of NBA style, a Dennis Rodman level original, which is a heavy title to carry when it comes to style. And this was all said by GQ magazine. Sixers shooting guard Kelly Oubre Jr. Now, the rock star lifestyle may not make it everywhere, but listen, it makes it into Kelly's pregame ensembles pretty often.
Yeah, confidence is what sells the fit if we talking about rock star style. We talking bold, so let's see it.
Here's look 1. And this was actually from a profile he did with Esquire magazine on his style. Now, talk about doing what you love and letting it open doors for you. Esquire magazine is huge.
Very big deal. And that look he had, he really went full rock star with the racing jacket, leather flare pants, the boots. He had the painted nails and all that, like a real rock star. And that takes a lot of confidence to be able to own that. And
for sure. And now look 2, a photo that was actually highlighted by Men's New York Fashion Week, shouting Kelly out as being an ambassador for them.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. When I saw it, I got Prince vibes from it. Like I
can see that.
You know what I'm saying? He had the open collar, I think with polka dots with the jewelry and all that. I felt real Purple Rainish when I seen that picture.
That was a good reference. Shout out to the rapper in the building. That was a good one. And for look 3, showing Kelly's diversity, I love a king of designer cozy. Not only has Kelly made a name for himself as a player, but also as a fashion brand owner as well too. He debuted his brand Dope Soul during a September Fashion Week in New York back in 2021. And through a bunch of different brand partnerships, he was able to design a shoe and link with Converse in order to do that.
Love the kicks, love the kicks, love the kicks. Those kicks that he did, real dope. And then he had the Dope Soul
denim
with it, with the Godspeed furry sweaters. Like, this is a theme here, these furry clothes, but it was real dope on the cardigan. He did his thing.
Yes, and you know what I love most about him, Nim? Is that Kelly really shows a lot of love to the OGs. He did an interview with Hypebeast, and he talked about how the silhouette inspo for his sneaker with Converse derived from his favorite sneaker of all time, the Air Jordan 1s. So paying it back to Jordan. This is exactly what we were discussing though, how the NBA fashion has always transcended culture over decades, and it's something like people can't deny.
Yeah, it's definitely intertwined in the fabric of sports and on all major levels and even minor. So to see that he was able to draw that inspiration from back then is real dope.
Up next is number 4 on our roster, Mr. Skims himself, the NBA's most stylish man, and I didn't say that, the people did, Shai Alexander. Now, as the recent face of Skims for their NBA collab, Shai is the poster child of the NBA and tunnel style will definitely take you places. From the Met Gala to the playoffs, fans hang off the edge of their seats awaiting his next fit. It's no secret that Shai Alexander and his time on the NBA court has boosted him into superstardom. But from day one, he's been throwing fits alongside those 30-point games, and I mean the fashionable ones. From the designer homage to his hometown.
Yeah, that jersey he had is old Canada. You know, he a Canada boy from Toronto, so he took that pick all white. It was clean.
I was digging the shoulders.
Yeah,
it was the shoulders
pad,
for me.
Right?
It was the yes. So we leave from there and we head on into the Paisley print while getting Christmas presents on Christmas Day. Now, one thing Shai has no problem with reminding you of is, baby, he is him.
As he should. As he should.
Now, moving on down the list, number 5 takes us over to the soccer field of fashion. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, a striker for the Premier League club Everton. When I think of Dominic, I think of double-breasted and well-tailored suits because there is nothing, and I mean nothing, in my Whitney Houston voice, like a man with a plan and a good suit. Now, what are your must-haves, I have to ask you, when it comes to suits? Like, are you more into the colors or does it matter about the cut of the suit?
Yeah, tailoring. Tailoring is everything. You can put me in a mustard suit, but as long as it's tailored right, you know, at the waist and the arms and the shoulders, the back and everything, then I'm good.
So you do any color?
Any
the mustard,
color. I'm from Harlem, man.
I forgot.
You
Y'all, the baby pink, the home of the baby pink.
Give me a pink double-breasted. I'll rock it like he did the Armani joint, no shirt under it, have my chain, my jewelry on. I'll be good.
Got you.
Real good.
Okay. So then Dominic is definitely on brand then.
Yes.
Yeah, he would fit in. So what I love most about him also is that he's not just like super logo heavy like you see on a lot of the athletes. I would say with him, it's more of, it looks like, but it's really heavy though. From his cuts, like you talked about, the bags, the briefcases, the pocket squares, everything that accompanies his style, it's never light, ever. During the GQ 2023 Men of the Year event, Dominic actually walked his first red carpet in a very long time, and his team chose to pay homage to a black designer, Wells Bonner. Now, it's always good to me when you can bring your people with you, but I'm sure it's even better when you look good doing it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. He looked real cool in that ensemble.
So chill, always.
Yeah, collar up and all. It was dope.
Heading on over to the baseball field for number 6 on our most fashionable sports players list, Jazz Chisholm Jr. Second baseman for the Miami Marlins, the Bahamian baseman pays homage to the warm and bright embrace of his roots through his style with tons and tons of color. I am always here for the color. I think it's very reflective of his personality as well too.
Yeah, patterns, colors, anything like that that takes a risk, I always like that. I like that because it just shows that you're not scared and you're really owning your look.
Yes, exactly. And one of the most dope things about Jazz is how he uses fashion to give back. He's hosted a fashion show through his organization, the Jazz Chisholm Foundation, that gives back to youth athletes and families in need in both Florida and the Bahamas.
Man, the way sports has enabled so many of us black men to be able to change our lives and the lives of others, there's nothing that's comparable to that at all. So, you know, shout out to him and shout out to the Bahamas.
I agree, I agree. Now, speaking of black men in sports and changing lives, number 7 on the list, Big Goat Talk. Big Goat Talk. Taking it back to one of the flashy arenas is Mr. Lake Show himself. He's been around for so many different eras of fashion, but I think the most recent era of LeBron in the tunnel is Big Money Bron, and it's my favorite. There's so much energy there.
Talk about it, talk about it. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I got 2 favorite LeBrons right now, because his style is real kingly.
Yes.
It's real cozy at times. My favorite 2 LeBrons, Louis Vuitton Braun and Tom Braun.
Okay.
When he throwing that Tom Brown or when he getting his Louis bag, it's nobody that's stopping him. Nobody.
Well, you'll like this next one then, because bridging the gap from then to now, recently LeBron made a major headline for a $28,000 Louis Vuitton outfit that he pulled up to the 2023-24 NBA season opener game in. I mean, this isn't your average first day of school fit. Like, when you lay out that fit, you're not thinking 28K.
Not at all, not at all. And again, here's how the culture and music, hip hop specifically, has influenced others so much. And of course, Bron had to show up the first day and show out, giving a nod to Pharrell as the new head over at LV after Virgil, rest in peace. Bron's a big music guy too, so you know, like you said, it all intertwines. Where would we be without hip hop and the culture?
It all connects. And speaking of Bron in this era of LeBron and fashion, baby, Savannah James, can we give it up for the wife? Can we let's take a moment to give it up for the wife, because she has also been popping out with the looks, and as she should be. You know what? Let's just move on, because I could do a whole different segment on just Savannah James and how the woman behind the man is the, you know, but we gonna move on.
Well, so you think she's styling him?
I don't know if she styles him, but I know for sure he slips a couple things in the chat like, babe, what you think? Like, it's just natural, you know, like the queen, the king, they supporting each other. But back to Bron, yes, Nim, I do agree, it definitely all connects. And obviously, the check cashes, okay?
Cha-ching.
At number 8, we have Steph Curry. Now, Steph Curry has been quoted as one of the most influential players in his generation when it comes to changing the game of basketball. You agree?
Facts.
Got it.
Greatest shooter.
Now, whether you're a Curry fanatic and believe that or not, it could be up for debate. But what's not up for debate are the strides that Steph has been making to help elevate black fashion designers. Steph's teaming up with a brand called Rakuten, a shopping platform known for cashback and rewards, and another organization called the Black Fashion Council, using his platform to help elevate the council's designers. Honestly, Steph hasn't always been known as the fashion guy, but in terms of elevating his personal style, there's a new starting lineup in his life, and it has been working. When Steph pulled stylist Jason Bowden, a legend in this, off the bench, he did what needed to be done. Some of my favorites from this dynamic duo are Steph's relaxed but heavy though trouser looks.
Yeah, the trousers, every time he wears pants like that, it's like, I'm going to work. And then he dropped 30 or 40 easy.
And of course, it is always okay to bring the Bottega in the tunnel.
That's right, Bottega is not only for the bodega, you can bring it to the tunnel too.
At number 9 is a man of many, many hats, literally. Kayvon Thibodeau, a New York Giants linebacker.
Go Giants, you know what I'm saying? I see what you did there.
You saw what I did? You saw what I did with the hat?
I see what you did, I see.
But it's that, for me, like it's literally his hats every single time for me. And when he does them, he does them. From the top of the year to the top of the brim, Kayvon pulled up from day 1 of 2023 at the US Bank Stadium for a matchup against the Vikings, dressed in all black like the Omen, from head to toe. And reporters were on the sideline quoting this as his stand-on business fit.
A lot of people would say the Giants have not stood on the business the fans wanted them to this season.
I can see that.
But that's not the path that he's taking this season at all. So, you know, hopefully I'll be able to turn it around soon. Now
let's get into some of the looks. Now, do you see this hat? Now, do you see this hat?
Yeah, I see it, man. Ain't nothing more important than a good lid to top off your fit. So he definitely be doing his thing.
Now, last but not least, coming in at number 10 is the man, the myth, the legend, Celtics star Jason Tatum. Although Jason has had a pretty chill sense of fashion, it always gets attention. It's all in the details for this guy, and I'm here for that, especially during the playoff season where he uses his fits to channel his energy heading into the games.
Yeah, Game 7 Tatum, he gave them all the big dog energy as he was headed into the tunnel.
Yes.
And he always looked clean. That's one thing about him. He always looked clean, and he looked quiet, like quiet money, like you said, the details.
Sniper.
Yeah, exactly.
And look, it went super viral because heading into Game 7 against the Miami Heat, Jason pulled up to the TD Stadium for this game with a jacket that said, "Anything is possible," in quotations. Now, that statement, accompanied by a photo of Kevin Garnett on it, threw a little bit of shade at the team that they were looking to play.
Yeah, he definitely was paying homage to Kev because, you know, when the big ticket, when they won that time, that was what he said in front of the cameras, how when LeBron did the Cleveland, this is for you, he's like, anything's possible.
Now, to your point, Nym, to the average person, you would have thought that he was just paying homage to an OG and keeping a super positive attitude walking into the game. But to NBA fans, you read between the lines, Jason was giving savage.
He was going for the chip. That's game 7. That's do or die. You go home or you win.
Exactly. And the fit went crazy. It was all over sports headlines. Although the channeling didn't actually work because the Celtics ended up losing to the Heat 103-84 in that game. But at least Tatum got his fit off. It's like a great night out with no pictures. There's no point. Jason Tatum, listen, you got the viral moment and you got the pictures at the end of a great night. A win is a win, my boy.
Gotta take them, you know what I'm saying?
A win is a win.
You got to.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Loren LoRosa, and this has been a very special episode of Logged In, where we not only brought you the latest online trends, all of the juice of the entertainment world, and the top stories affecting our lives, but we also got to recap the top 10 most fashionable players of 2023. Thank you to our guest today, NymLo.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time. I love talking fashion.
Let's do it. He's been holding it down on the fashion front with me today, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the show just as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Be sure to subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and never miss a chance to log in with us. We'll see you next week at the same time, in the same location, for the same downloading of your timeline. I'm Loren LoRosa, and we're out of here.
Log out.